B, Ivan, Sabrina, Beetlejuice, and Caitlin Kinder. And looks like Elvis Holt. I gotta dial in. Shannon, you can put us on the record.
Okay.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 517-358-8545 is not available.
Ah, that was the wrong number. By one digit.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 517-358-8645.
Okay, that I was trying to call Elvis Hout, who is on the Angelica Towers matter. There was no answer. Are there any? I see a phone number listed. 517-945-2119. Does anyone know if that number is associated with either the Keith Moore Jackson file or the Angelica Towers file? All right, so apparently not. These are both dependency petitions present for the Keith Moore file. Ivan Brown, LGAL, Matt Way, prosecutor, and Sabrina Beitelschies as the worker. This matter is scheduled for trial. We expect a short trial September 9th at 8:30. Anything else the court needs to address on this file?
Your Honor, and I think when we talked about this in chambers, referee Bates changed this to a dependency petition at the 24-hour hearing, but it doesn't look like she actually amended the petition. So I would just move to check the first two boxes specifically regarding dependency, which are regarding homelessness and being a runaway and beyond the control of a legally responsible person. I believe we can get one of those to fit that trial.
I think this is pretty, the juvenile is in danger of substantial physical or psychological harm and is dependent because the juvenile is homeless or not domiciled with a parent or other legally responsible person.
That looks to be the one that probably fits the best.
All right, I will amend the petition and initial it. And we'll see you on this one in 4 weeks, September 9th at 8:30. The other pretrial is the Angelica Towers matter. Mr. Hotchkiss is LGAL, Mr. Way for the prosecutor's office, and Caitlin Kinder, the worker. I tried to reach Elvis Hout. There was no answer at his number. Again, this is a dependency petition scheduled for trial September 9th at 8:30. Anticipate a short trial. Anything else the court needs to address on this file today?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I think that. So next up is Elena Wilson. And hold on. I don't see Mr. Kelly. He's listed as the LGAL. Let's pass on this one.
I know Rebecca said she's sitting there waiting too.
Ms. McCluskey, is
I'm
that
here.
you at the two?
Yes,
Okay,
I am here. Good morning.
all right, we'll pass on that one until we see Mike. And we have an early review hearing today in the matter of the Jimenez Stidham minor. Mr. Hotchkiss represents the mother, and I got Mr. Kelly again, so I can't do that one. I'm going to check and see if he's possibly at this phone number. I just let a phone in, 517-945. Could you identify yourself?
Yes, this is Mr. Cannon. And Ashley Cannon's right here with me also because she broke her phone and she needs to be in the meeting also, so she's on the same phone right now.
Okay, and I'm sorry. Give me your name again. I didn't make it out.
Ashley Cannon and David Cannon are both on the same phone, sorry. Ashley's right here also.
Still can't understand it.
This is
I do.
the parents on the
Conan.
Jimenez Stidham.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I
All
just
right,
texted Mr. Kelly, Your Honor, to let him know you're looking for him.
I just emailed him too.
All right, we're still waiting for Mr. Kelly on this, so folks, just sit tight, and we'll move on to the next case. Are we ready for the next one?
Not till 9:15.
So the next case is until 9:15, so we're,
Kelly,
I guess, in a holding pattern.
Everybody's here on it, you know.
So next one up, we've got a Nodine statutory review hearing. If everybody's here, we can do that, but I wonder. There's Mr. Kelly. All right. So we're going to go back and do Elena Wilson.
Okay.
Okay, this is the matter of Elena Wilson. Mr. Kelly is present. He's the LGAL. Mr. Way is present on behalf of the, oh, no, I'm sorry. This is a post-term. And I got to let Ms. Upham in.
How are you doing? Oh, shut up. How do you know? Shut up. I won't move at all. I'll be quiet too.
Well, is there someone else, perhaps, Mr. Way, instead of Ms. Upham on the Elena Wilson file? I've got several workers waiting. Danielle? Let me see if there's another name on the report.
Yeah, maybe it just got transferred. I don't know.
That says Kayla Upham. I've got a adoption worker, Amanda Getting. Let's see if she's in the waiting room. I don't see her. I'm gonna let them all in and see if one of them is filling in for Ms. Upham this morning. Okay, it looks like we have audio connections with everyone. We have a post-term hearing this morning for Elena Wilson, and the worker who was identified isn't present. Is there someone here that's on that file? Kayla Upham is supposed to be on it, but she's not present. Is there a supervisor that could cover? I also have an adoption worker identified. Amanda Getting, but I don't see her in the waiting room either.
I'm
Actually,
sending Ms.
everybody's
Upham
in
an
the
email
court.
right now.
All right, so we'll pass on that one. We're not off to a good start. With a full docket, we're gonna quickly get behind. So next up is a early review hearing for Anna Jimenez Stidham. Mr. Hotchkiss represents mom. Mr. Kelly represents the father. The parents are present. And I will unmute their phone.
All right, this is David and Ashley.
All right, we have you present, Mr. and Mrs. Conan. Somebody asked for an early review hearing, and I'm sure I was told why, but I don't remember.
That was the agency, Your Honor. Ms. Fader, Ms. Fader, do you want to explain what the agency's request is and what's kind of happened?
Yeah, so Anna is scheduled for a transplant evaluation on August 24th. And in order for her to be qualified for the transplant, they are needing her to have a steady placement. And right now she has been with grandma, who has been her stable home environment recently, and they're requesting that she have guardianship. So at this point, we are requesting that Anna, the goal change for her be switched to guardianship, which I believe mom has been in agreement to.
Yes.
There has also been discussion regarding Selena being in guardianship with grandma, because that's where she has been living as well. In regards to the Evans minors on this, their father has obtained full custody in Hillsdale County.
So the Evans, that's two children, correct?
Correct.
Kira and Connie?
Yes.
All right, so the request is that they be dismissed from the petition?
Yes.
Okay, is there any objection to that?
Your Honor.
Okay. And then a guardianship to be appointed for Anna, and I'm sorry.
And Selena, please.
Anna and Selena.
Anna and Selena.
Selena, and they do not have legal fathers, Your Honor, so there's no issue regarding the fathers, and it's my understanding that they are going to be unsubsidized guardianship, so they can happen very quickly.
These would be epic guardianships.
I believe so,
I'm
yes.
sorry, I thought this was just for Anna. I only put her on for the docket today.
That's all right. We can still address all of them. I think everybody's here. Okay. And mom is on board with the guardianships?
Yes.
All right, when the guardianships are filed, I mean, does this have to be in place for this appointment on the 24th?
They were hoping it would be, but they understand that things take time and it may not be, as long as the process is started.
Given that I'm familiar with the case and with the children, I would be willing to do a temporary guardianship pending a hearing to do the full appointment?
Grandma lives in Hillsdale County, so I'm not sure how that would be affected.
So she would have to apply in Hillsdale County. Okay. So I will authorize the goal change. We'll dismiss the Evans children, and that just leaves Jacob Conan on the petition once the dust settles on all of this.
Correct.
And I'm assuming we're scheduled for a review hearing at some point for Jacob, Shannon? Actually, I probably have it right here.
And on 10/6?
Yep, October 6th at 1:15, and we'll just keep that on. Okay.
At 9:30.
Oh, you moved the time? The orders.
It's October, so I had to move everything to the morning.
I got you. So that's October 6th at 9:30. That'll be with our new schedule, where we're doing things every Tuesday. Anything further on this file?
No, Your Honor.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Okay, and there's Ms. Upham, so let's get her in. Okay, this is the matter of Elena Wilson. Mr. Kelly's LGAL, and Ms. Upham is the worker. Is there an adoption worker present today? Do you know?
There is not.
Okay, Mr. Kelly, how is Elena doing?
Elena is doing well. As the court is aware, this was just recently became a post-term. Placement indicates mom's still seeing Elena. Things are going fine. They're just waiting to get the adoption packet so they can get the process of adoption started. I have no objection to the recommendations, and I'm in agreement with the ultimate goal of adoption.
And Ms. Upham, I see you're showing an anticipated finalization in December. Does that appear realistic?
It does. The adoption referral packet has been completed. Grandma is very motivated to complete the adoption, and she is licensed through our agency, which will make the obtaining of many of the adoption documents or documents needed for adoption to be easily obtained.
Very good. Do you have anything else to add to your report?
I do not.
Okay, we'll set a post-term hearing for November 10th at 9:45. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just scribbled a bunch of notes on that blank order you had, so you can try to interpret them.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I wasn't writing out
What you want me to put on?
what, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, next up is Gabrielle Nodine. And let's see, we should have Mr. Brown is LGAL, Mr. Way on behalf of the petitioner. And who else is on this file? Identify yourselves, please.
Kim Keebler, foster care worker.
Ms.
Rebecca.
McCluskey represents the mom.
Oh, did we lose her?
She's muted.
No, she's muted. Okay. Let me write that down. Ms. McCluskey, your microphone is muted.
That's bizarre. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Brown, how's Gabriel doing?
It appears to be real well. I spoke with Miss Smith, mother yesterday, and she indicates everything's going well. His health is much better. I am in agreement with case closure. And just for your clerk's notification, I had quite a few cases which I'm the LGAL on, and I usually send them to her, the affidavits. I am too short. I didn't bring enough home with me, so I will put them in the mail, the ones that I have, and then the others when I go to the office. So they might be lagging a little behind. Thank you. I'm in agreement with closure.
I'll just docket them when they get here, Judge.
And Ms. Kubler, you're still recommending case closure?
Yes.
Any objection to case closure?
No objection.
No, Your Honor.
Very well. We will get that taken care of. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is Axel Lovett. Mr. Brown is LGAL. Mr. Way for the petitioner. Who else is on this file by way of counsel?
Under Ken Hotchkiss, I represent the mother, Veronica Rousseau.
Rebecca McCluskey for Keegan Lovett.
Ivan Brown, LGAL. Ryan Diebold is the foster care worker. Or Diebold.
Don't see him.
Is
the
there
only
Madison Banks?
Yes. And I'm sorry, who represents Mr. Lovett?
Myself, Rebecca McCluskey, Your Honor.
Sorry, I got interrupted when I was writing my notes down. Okay, Mr. Brown, how is Axel doing?
He's doing very well. I spoke with grandfather yesterday, or throughout the course of the weekend, quite a few times, discussing the direction of this case. Axel's been living in his grandparents' home essentially since the day he was born, so he's quite familiar with that. I had an email exchange with Miss Banks last night. The tribe was unable to participate today because they didn't have a representative. So before we can discuss, I don't think the agency's asking for a permanency goal change in their report today. But if things do not change, my mindset is that I would be requesting a goal change at the next court proceeding in 3 months. But otherwise, Axel is doing quite well.
Those were my thoughts as I reviewed the report. The level of engagement is minimal. If we don't see a substantial turnaround during this next reporting period, I would certainly expect a request for a goal change. Before I would change the goal, I definitely would want the tribes weighing in on that. If for some reason they're not able to participate next month, if someone could at least inquire of them whether they would be in support of a goal change, so I know that. Okay. Ms. Banks, do you have anything to add to your report?
I don't have anything to add, Your Honor. I just want to reiterate that while we do see the significant lack of progress on the part of the parents, after speaking with the tribe, the agency definitely would like their support when going for goal change, especially after speaking with placement and them stating they would prefer adoption over guardianship. So if we're going to go for that as a goal, we would definitely like the input of the tribe, especially the support of the tribe. And they said that they would prefer a minimum of 12 months in care before we go for a goal change. And we're not quite there yet. So that is why the agency isn't asking at this time for one.
All right, and I understand that reluctance. On the other hand, when I have parents that aren't engaging, we're just postponing the inevitable. In any event, I won't, since there's no request, I won't be ordering a goal change today. Mr. Hotchkiss, Ms. McCluskey, do you have any objections to the recommendations?
Honor, notwithstanding my efforts, I've been unable to communicate with my client, so I would leave that in the discretion of the court. Thank you.
Likewise, Your Honor. Thank you.
So Mr. Lovett is present.
Which one, dad or grandfather?
Well, it's Kevin Lovett.
That is placement.
Oh, okay. All right, very good. We will implement the recommendations and we'll schedule our next review hearing for November 10th at 8:45. Mr. Lovett, was there anything you wanted to say?
No. We just do well here. Axel's doing well. And my goal is to make sure he does well all the way until he gets adulthood.
Well, your efforts are appreciated, sir. That concludes our hearing. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Ms. McCluskey, why can't we see your smiling face today?
Because I've been using a jetpack when I work from home and it is not working with video this morning. Apparently Verizon shut me down. I'd like life to go back to normal, please.
We have jetpack at our home and the service is sketchy. Sometimes it works well and other times it doesn't work at all.
Oh, you probably live in frontier communications land too, don't you, Judge?
Actually, I wish I did because Frontier has fiber optics in some of their service areas, just not in, we're in AT&T service area.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's basically dial-up internet.
Okay, next up, Russell and Rochford Miners. Let's see, Ms. Cowling is present. Mr. Way for the petitioner. Ms. McCluskey, LGAL, and who are the parents' attorneys?
Honor, Ken Hotchkiss on behalf of Mother Farrah Webb.
Kelly on behalf of Mr. Russell.
Ms. McCluskey, how are these children doing?
They're doing well. I spoke with placement and his mom's stepsister, and they're doing very well in her care. No major concerns. She just said they're growing, hitting milestones. David started counseling in mid-July, and that therapist is able to come to the house, so they're doing in-person counseling, and he's doing well with that. So no concerns, no major concerns at this time. I've reviewed the court report, and I have no objection to the recommendations. Thank you.
Ms. Cowling, do you have anything to add to your report?
I do. I just wanted to add that there is a current APS investigation regarding Miss Webb. The worker on that case is Aubrey Lee. There was a situation that had occurred, I want to say about 2 weeks ago. I'm currently still getting that police report from Blackman Township regarding Miss Webb allegedly burying drugs in her mother's backyard. So we are waiting for that official court order or court report, or sorry, police report to indicate what the situation was and what has happened. I've had very, very limited contact with Miss Webb during the duration of this case so far. I've made several attempts to meet with her, and she continuously refuses to meet with me or cancels. So something else that we're going to ask for is that Rain Rockefort, the baby, currently is being asked to have a circumcision. He has what's called, and I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, phimosis causing dorsal curvature. The concern is that as he gets older, it may cause his urinary tract to actually block, and he may not be able to use his penis correctly to urinate. So they're asking for a circumcision. Miss Webb has not been willing to meet with me to sign any consent paperwork or to have a phone call with U of M to verbally consent to the surgery. So the agency is requesting that the court approve this circumcision.
Is there any objection to that?
I have no objection. It's the LGAL.
Your Honor, I've not had any contact with my client. I've tried to reach out to her to no avail, so I certainly can't comment on her desires with respect to that.
Yes, Your Honor, I tried to contact Mr. Russell for today's hearing. Got his voicemail that ended up saying his mailbox was full.
Your Honor, I did.
So, go ahead.
I do have documentation stating why the procedure is necessary, and I gave that to Mr. Way, just so there's proof from the University of Michigan stating why it's necessary for this to occur. So I have talked to Miss Webb over the phone about it. Due to her inability to really understand fully what I'm talking to her about, she has said that if it's needed, she would be okay with it. But again, due to the lack of being able to communicate fully with her, she hasn't indicated one way or the other. That's why the agency is coming to the court to ask that this be ordered.
Well, I have that report. I did read it yesterday. The medical recommendation appears appropriate and medically necessary. And without any objection, I will authorize the procedure. I'm looking for the name of it. I think it's in here somewhere.
It's just simply circumcision.
Oh, okay. The court will authorize the circumcision. Will include, do you need a special order for that, or can I just put it in this court order?
You could just put it in the court order. That would be fine.
All right.
Is it for Judge Rain or David?
This is for Rain. Court authorizes a circumcision procedure for Rain. Any other updates to your report or any change to your recommendations, Ms. Cowling?
No.
And counsel, may I assume, since you've had no contact with your respective clients, you have no position on the recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, well, the recommendations all appear very appropriate. I sure hope we can get Mom to participate in a psych eval. It might provide some real guidance for how to deal with her mental health issues. I'm sure it's frustrating when you're not thinking clearly to be able to make any decision. And we've seen with a lengthy history with the mom that that's just been an ongoing struggle. But in any event, I will implement these recommendations. We'll set our next review hearing for November 10th at 8:45.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And it looks like we're a little early now. Next case is at 9:45. I'm going to stop the live stream. We'll restart it, but I'll leave the meeting room open.